I told my husband he absolutely ruined the birth of our child. Our daughter is 8 weeks old now, and we're still fighting about this every single day. He thinks I'm being dramatic, but what happened was traumatic and completely his fault. When I got pregnant, my husband immediately started pushing for a home birth. I had no idea why he was so obsessed with it, but he wouldn't let it go. Every time I said I wanted to deliver at the hospital with my doctor, he'd brush me off and say we'd figure it out later. But it got worse. At my doctor appointments, he would literally speak over me when she asked about our birth plan. He'd answer for me and say we were doing a home birth while I sat there shaking my head. This caused huge fights between us for months. Then his mother got involved. She sat me down and gave me this whole lecture about why hospitals were dangerous and how women have been giving birth at home forever. When I tried to express my safety concerns, she just dismissed everything I said, just like my husband did. At 36 weeks, I finally put my foot down. I told my husband I was taking myself to the hospital when labor started and that I did not want a home birth. He acted like he couldn't hear me and kept making plans with this pushy doula they'd hired. When I went into labor at 39 weeks, I begged him to take me to the hospital where my doctor was. He refused. He talked to me like I was a child and called the doula instead of listening to what I wanted. I felt so helpless and scared. I was in labor for 3 whole days. The active labor part lasted 22 hours, and I cried through most of it. Something felt wrong, but they kept telling me everything was fine. They would leave me alone for long periods while I was in pain and terrified. The doula had said if active labor reached 24 hours, we'd have to go to the hospital. I remember thinking I didn't know what was worse, staying in labor for 2 more hours or having the baby right there at home. When my daughter was finally born, I didn't even want to hold her at first. I just cried from relief that it was over. At my first appointment after the birth, my doctor was shocked when I told her what happened. She was really concerned and said she wished she'd been there to help. That's when I realized how wrong everything had gone. I told my husband he absolutely ruined the entire experience for me, that it was traumatic and horrible and entirely his fault for not listening to what I wanted. He just rolls his eyes and tells me that mothers are supposed to be strong and that I'm not trying hard enough to be strong. When I said I'd never do a home birth again if we have another baby, which he wants, his response was, "We'll see." Like my opinion doesn't even matter. Everyone around us acts like this is totally normal, but it's not. He completely ignored my wishes during one of the most important moments of my life, and now he's acting like I'm the problem for being upset about it. I love my daughter more than anything, but I'll never forget how scared and alone I felt during her birth because my own husband wouldn't listen to me.